The point is, well, I've mentioned that I used to live for 10 years in the United States, and that's why I'm quite aware of the situation there. And um, regarding stacking silver and precious metals, you know, and my thought was most of the people over there in America, they don't even know that they don't even know that there is a difference to other countries, and some don't know that there are differences, but they don't know which ones. And this difference is regarding, for example, the taxing. How is the precious metal being taxed? In Germany, it's quite complicated. If you buy a regular silver bar, like this one,
Hmm.
yeah, this
Right.
is Germania mint, 100 grams, yeah, of pure silver. Um, you pay the whole amount of that, the value added taxes.
Uh-huh.
And this means if you want to sell it later on, you have to make sure that the silver price climbs at least 19%, that you have your expenses when you buy it in. You know what I mean?
Right. So if you purchase you're purchasing it along with obviously the tax that you're paying. So
Exactly. Plus
so
the premiums, plus,
right, all together.
yeah,
And so when you purchase it, you want to make sure you are considering what you're going to have to get rid of it for, and can you cover those extra costs that came with the purchases.
yeah. So that means for short-term silver stacking and investing, even investing in precious metals, doesn't really make sense if you are located in Europe, especially in Germany.
So
um,
so let me ask you this. If investing into precious metals doesn't really make sense if you're in Germany, then why do you do it?
well, I said in the long term, in the short term,
Oh, in the short
yeah,
term. Gotcha.
yeah. So in the long term, it makes sense because if you keep stacking for about a year, 2 years, 10 years, until you reach the retirement age, you have a bunch of stuff.
Hmm.
And this bunch of stuff, yeah, if you have it, it doesn't really matter what is going on with the retirement system or the social systems in the country you're living in anyway, because you have a backup. You have a really solid backup that you can depend on.
Right.
And this is much better than, if you this is my opinion, my personal opinion, it's much better than holding some shares of some companies which are going bankrupt anytime. So
Hmm. Right. So so then let me ask you this. You said that so you mentioned the figure 19%.
Mhm.
So so tell me what taxes are like there when you go to sell. So like when you go to sell your silver here in America, you are not taxed. Well, I'm sorry. You're supposed to report your taxes no matter what, right? But
Mhm.
when you go to a shop, say you go to a coin shop to sell your coins, if you don't sell a certain amount, I'm pretty sure that figure is over $10,000, then
Mhm.
there's no obligation for that coin shop to report that transaction. So now the responsibility is completely on you.
Mhm.
What is it? What are those laws like in Germany?
Okay, we are quite different. When we if we are talking about the tax laws in that point, it doesn't matter at all. Yeah, they don't give a damn about that. But we have a so-called anti money laundering um, law, which means that if you sell, for example, gold or silver in the value of more than, I think at the moment, 7,500 euro, um, then whoever is going to buy it, if it is being to pay it cash, yeah, he has to report it to the authorities.
Hmm.
And if you don't, if you accept the payment via through a regular bank transaction, for example, you don't have to report it because the bank will report it anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's all being reported.
Yes, of course.
All being reported. Gotcha. Okay. So um wow. Those are that's something. And as somebody who's lived in America and both Germany, where would you say just for stacking precious metals, which place would you say has a little bit more of an advantage?
um, Definitely the United States. Definitely. It's much more easier in tax in all the laws and whatnot. And what I believe is you got a lot of coin shops. We don't have any here.
Wow. So okay, so that's a perfect segue into the next question. How do you get your stack? How do you get your silver and your gold?
Well, there are online precious metal dealers, even which are located in Germany, and I could name them, but this is somehow I don't want to promote them
No,
anyway.
yeah, no worries, no need to.
But well, they are regular precious metal dealers, and if you want to know some of them, I can send you later an email with a link.
Hmm.
And some of them they even have a website in the English language, so it may helps you
Yeah,
to get along. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay,
coininvest.com is one.
right.
This is
Nice.
actually a German dealer.
Um, and so you mentioned that your girlfriend has been stacking for a little bit longer than you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so in a household where both people are stacking, because I in my household I'm the only one that stacks. How much time per week are you guys spending toward trying to grow your stacks? Like, is it more of like a side thing, or is it kind of your
For her, it's
priority?
actually a side thing. For me,
Hmm.
it's now my it's now my most loved hobby at all.
Hmm.
And I spend almost every 3 minutes gaining information, learning about it, and learn about the releases of different coins and whatnot. For example, I have this. I have this. I wrote you once this proof about the proof Kokabura coin.
Hmm. Yeah, it's beautiful coin.
Now you see it shining on the photo. It wasn't really
It wasn't doing it
giving
any
that
justice. Yeah.
nice.
No, that is beautiful. I don't have any cooker boards at all. So tell me this too. So obviously the sovereign coins here are the American Silver Eagle. That's
Hmm?
the sovereign coin. So most American stackers will have something. Part of their stack will be a certain percentage of this. Um, what coins are recognized there as like if I wanted to go out to a shop, I could use it as actual money.
Germany doesn't have any investment coins with a denomination
Gotcha.
release, but Austria did it.
Right.
And the problem is, if you want to use this Austrian coin as money just to buy something in the shop, you
Hmm.
can do it. Although it makes no sense because it's just €1, and the metal value is much higher.
Right.
So, but if you think you have to do it, you can do it. Unfortunately, only in Austria.
Hmm.
All through the other countries, does it have actually €1? Oh no, it's 150, no? Yeah,
1.5. Yeah.
it's 150. Yeah. So the problem is you can spend this one only in Austria. All through other countries in Europe are using the euro as currency.
Hmm.
Yeah. Each country have their own mint.
Okay. And so let me
And
ask you this: as someone who has lived in both the United States and Germany,
yeah.
in the United States, you ask anybody about paper money and currency here, they tell you that it's fiat.
Mhm.
It's really just a IOU basically, right?
Yeah.
What is your currency there? Like, is it considered fiat? Is the euro considered fiat or
Actually, it's just fiat.
okay? And what is it fiat for? Is there something else that, because obviously here we consider the silver and gold. Is it the same there? You consider the silver and gold to be the standard in terms of real wealth?
I personally, I do.
Hmm.
Personally, I do. Um, you know, since I think it was Nixon who made it who made sure that America is leaving the gold standard.
Hmm.
Am I right?
Right.
I think he passed a law where he made sure that the dollar is no more backed up with gold.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're talking about
Yeah,
the separation of the dollar from
yeah,
gold. Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
yeah. So,
Gold
and
and silver. Hmm.
we don't have precious metal back up in our currency since the end of World War II.
Oh wow. Much earlier on.
Yeah,
So
and well, that was probably because most of the precious metal we had wasted getting some weapons for and stuff like that, and it didn't work out, as you know.
right.
But to be honest, I'm happy that it didn't work.
You first started stacking. Um,
Mhm.
was it something that, because you told me your girlfriend has been stacking longer? Did she kind of get you into it, or what got you into it?
No, no. I was stacking already a couple of years ago, but
Hmm.
there was something what kind of messed my life up, so I had to get rid of my entire stack
Oh no.
in order to solve my problems.
Mm.
And I was happy to do so. And it took me a little longer to recover from that. And
But
um,
but you made it
now
through it.
I'm again in a situation that I can afford to start stacking. You
Yeah,
know.
well, that two fortunate things, right? So you something happened in your life which is unfortunate, but you were able
Mhm.
to liquidate your stack and it got you through that tough time.
Exactly.
And
And a
I
little
think
bit
that's
later, I met my girlfriend.
yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons we all do this is we never know when anything is going to happen, but when
Yeah,
it does, we at least know that we're prepared. And
exactly.
unfortunately, sometimes we have to start back at zero, but
Mhm.
being able to start back at zero is a blessing in itself because some people don't even get that, right? So,
Exactly.
yeah, no,
Exactly.
that's amazing. So how much of your general public there, like the general population, just the normal everyday person, how much in terms of maybe a percentage would you say are stacking, investing into silver and gold long term?
I think it must be a lot. I cannot give a percentage, but I have looked up an commercial directory, finding out how many precious metal dealers we have in this country,
Hmm.
and I found with one click just a couple thousands. So that means in order to them to make a living, for them to make a living, there
It
must
must
each
be a
one of them
huge
must
market,
have a
right?
lot of customers.
Hmm.
So I can only guess, but I cannot really give a backup to my guessings. I would say it's a solid 25-30%.
Yeah. And is this taught in the education system there? Is this something that's taught in schools?
No,
No. So that's
no.
still the same as here then, because we
I
don't
think
get any
so.
information. Yeah. So, uh,
Well, I believe, although I'm definitely not a conspiracy theorist or something like that,
mhm.
but I believe the banks basically have a lot of influence into the political power, and the politics are the ones who are dealing with the education system at all. So, and I believe pretty strong that the banks doesn't want people to know too much about precious metals because they want to sell their shitty and much riskier products to the customers.
Right. I totally agree. That's the way that I think, because I don't consider myself a conspiracy theorist either. But
Yeah.
I also think that there are some things, knowledge like investing, it doesn't get to the entire population, but something like that doesn't get to your entire population because you don't want it to. And
Mm.
in some way it benefits something that we are completely unaware of. So, you know, yeah, that is, so we're in two different places of the world, and still we kind of see that interference of government, politics, and wealth.
Yeah, that's the point. Um, well, I believe some economic principles are just somehow to be considered as a fundamental law, you know,
Hmm.
and that's why that means no matter where we are, where how the political environment is where we are actually in, um, money is money. And if somebody wants to have a product, he is paying, he's ready to pay a specific amount of money for this and that quality and whatnot. And I basically believe certain things are almost everywhere the same.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah.
Just
And
small differences, but the overall outlook is probably the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There
Um,
must be for whatever someone is doing, there must it's most of the times there is an economic reason behind it.
Correct.
No
Absolutely.
matter if it is here, if it is in Timbuktu, or if it is in California.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And okay, so here, how about we do a nice little light question just to break it up? What is your favorite coin right now?
My favorite coin. Did I mention the Kookaburra?
Yeah, you already showed it. Is that your favorite?
At the moment, yeah. At the moment, yeah. When I started with those ones,
Hmm. Oh, the
the good
maples.
old maple leaf,
Hmm.
and well, when it comes to if I just want to have a bullion coin, no, the maple leaf is actually my favorite. But if I want to have a coin with a semi-numismatic value,
Hmm.
then I go for the Kookaburra.
So
And
your favorite coin to stack for bullion, for just for stacking,
yeah,
is the
yeah,
maple. And is it
it's
is
a
it
maple.
because
Yeah.
it carries the lowest premium there, or is it just
No, the lowest premium is actually the Australian kangaroo.
really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the
But
highest premium?
the, the highest premium, if I on regular and just bullion coins, no numismatic or semi-numismatic stuff, I would go for the American Eagle.
Yeah, still.
Uh,
So even there, American Eagles are carrying a ridiculous premium.
yes, that's the point.
Wow, that is nuts. And do you have any?
um, no, I'm not
Good for you.
crazy. I'm sorry.
No, good for you.
I mean, if I the calculation is quite easy. If I for the price of, for example, two American Eagles, I can get three kangaroos. So that means 50% more. What
Gold.
I
Yeah.
would add the same amount, 50% more weight to my stack.
Yeah, 50% more silver. Yeah, no, so I don't know if you've been subbed to me. Thank you. And the way we met, you reached out to me on my email.
Mhm.
So I know you're familiar with my channel. Thank you so much for that support. I don't know if you saw my early videos where I kind of just went all in on silver eagles because I had watched a video that just said that they were most liquid and yada yada yada. And my first like 40 ounces of silver were silver eagles. And I shouldn't say I won't, but I have not bought a silver eagle in probably over a month and a half because I realized I was spending way too much money. Yeah, no, this is amazing to learn about another place. Um,
Oh,
because
we can make these conversations for as often as much as you want, but because I have somehow the feeling we have somehow a connection. We get along well.
I agree, and I said the same thing recently about another. I just did a live stream yesterday with New Silver
Yeah.
Stacker, where I told him, I feel like because we started around the same time, we naturally gravitated to each other. Uh,
Mhm.
our conversations when since you've reached out to me, every time we've exchanged emails and things like that to set this up, we've
Mhm.
been able to share things, information about each other and about things where it feels like I've never met you in person, but I feel like if I go to Germany, I have a friend. And that feeling is
Definitely,
mutual. Yeah, that feeling is
definitely,
mutual. Yeah. If you come back to
definitely.
America, then you know you can come to California.
That's nice to hear.
Yeah. And
Maybe I will. Maybe I will take it one day.
yeah, please come check out the Bay Area. I'll show you around. We'll make a good trip of it, you and your girlfriend. Get everything in. What are your biggest regrets in stacking?
Biggest regrets in stacking. Um, yeah, I can show you. They are those little ones.
Mm,
Some Canada proof coins
And what was the
from back
regret?
in the 90s. One of those coins have a face value of 50 cents. It's 9.3 grams of sterling silver.
Oh, okay. Not pure.
Yeah. that's that's my biggest regret so far.
hmm And last question. What is your number? And what I mean by that is, at what point when your stack gets to a certain amount would you say, okay, everything else is an extra credit, but this was what I needed to get to?
I don't have made up my mind in this matter. I would believe I would stack my life long as I can do it.
hmm
If I have to face during that time, and if I'm facing an emergency where I can use this as a backup to get out of this, as I already did once. And in the other hand, my goal is stacking as much as possible until I reach the retirement age.
Absolutely.
And this is then yeah, my goodie for the retirement.
hmm Okay.
And yeah, for this year, we have talked already once about it, about the goals for
hmm
2022. I was targeting in the first place 150 ounces and completing my Kookaburra series. And this year I have to make it a little bit more down because the priorities have changed. We have this new puppy now, and I believe I would say completing my Kookaburra series for this year, within this year, that I get each and every Kookaburra coin the world have seen in the size of 1 ounce. And then I will go for the mass.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, good luck to you on your Kookaburra series. I'm gonna be staying in touch with you. I think I want to make it a habit of checking in with you at least a couple of times a week.
Mhm.
Not from a content standpoint, but from a friend standpoint. And truly appreciate you wanting to sit down and talk with me this morning. I just really appreciate you, my friend. This was Daniel. He is a stacker in Germany, and he and I have been talking back and forth on emails, just talking about we wanted to do a video about the differences of stacking here and there. I truly appreciate you, Daniel. Anything else you wanted to say?
No, I'm just quite surprised and happy how easy it got along right now. I mean, we just made a good thing, and
Yeah, I
I'm happy
agree.
about it. And I'm really looking forward to hear from you again. And if there is anything I can do for you, just let me know.
Oh no, I just appreciate the support and just the relationship we're already establishing. I think we should do this. We should at least do a video maybe every 2 weeks and just do. I'll call it on my channel. I'll call it Check In with Daniel.
That's cool.
Let's do it.
I agree with that. I'm
Let's
looking
make this
forward
a
to that.
regular. Yeah, let's make this a regular thing. Let's check in at least every 2 weeks with a video and show
Hmm.
everybody where we are.
All right.
All right, my
All right. So it's getting late here already. As I mentioned, we are about 9 hours ahead of you.
yeah.
And
So get some sleep. I just woke. My day is starting. So
all right, then have a nice day. I'm going to have a good night, hopefully. And I'm really looking forward to hear from you again, my friend.
oh, same here, my friend. And tell your girlfriend and make sure I said hello and make sure you pet your dog for me.
Schatz, lieben Gruß.
Yeah,
You hear her?
I heard her. Thank you.
Okay.
You guys have a good night.
You too. Bye.